Good evening, class. My name is Luis Montserrat, and this is my most recent project for this week. My implementation plan for my Movie Manager Database Management System project, or DMS, if you want to abbreviate it better, for for this class, this software development one. So without further ado, let's keep going. I would like to introduce my project with my project scope. So the Movie Manager DMS is designed to manage a collection of movies. The system allows a CRUD operation, which is create, read, update, and delete. In this case, movies files that the user is capable of store and get access as many times as the user wants. It also includes a custom action to calculate the average duration of all movies that the user has saved on the files. Each movie will have a unique movie ID, since titles alone cannot guarantee uniqueness, like, for example, Finding Nemo or Finding Dory, or whatever sequence is, and adding the numbers, And the project will evolve in phase, starting with the console application using a in-memory storage, then adding a file input and output, and later a swing graphical interface, and finally a full database integration with MySQL or SQLite. In my case, I would rather use MySQL. I truly feel more comfortable with MySQL, but it can be done with either way, honestly. As you may see, this is one of my UML diagrams, in this case for my movie class. And it includes a private attribute such as movie ID, the title, director, year, duration, genre, and rating. And as you may see, this is how I set it up. So for movie IDs, titles, director are strings, of course. The year are integers, duration in minutes are in double, a genre is with a string, and rating with a double. And the main focus on this class is to apply methods like getters and setters with validations, and a constructor to, in this case, a to string method and for format output, and an invalid method to enforce rules such as year greater than 0 or equal. In this case, I used the example of 1888, and ratings between 1 and 10, and durations greater than 0 minutes, of course. This is the Movie Manager class. In this case, this UML diagram for this movie manager acts as a controller, and it manages a list of movie objects and provides methods such as adding the movie, update the movie, delete the movie, find by ID, the movie ID, find by title, get all movies, calculate average duration, generate movie ID, and validate. All of those methods return values, which makes the system easier to test and ensures the results and verify that it's working directly and perfectly. So as you may see, we have the movie. In this case, we are using list. The movie in this case is gonna be a boolean. Update the movie. I'm using a string with a boolean as well. In this case, the ID is on a string and the M is for movie. Another boolean will be a delete movie, and so forth and so forth, as you may see. And of course, this is the main. And the main class only contains the main method. It does not include other static method. As you may see, it's just the main, which is going to be a string, a void, and only static method allowed. And it is responsible, its responsibility, better saying, is simply to start the program and delegate the logic to the movie manager. In this case, the movie manager class. The architecture pattern in this case is I'm using the movie view controller, in this case MVC in other words, and the model contains the movie class and data storage. And the view is the user interface, beginning with the console input and later upgrade and swing to GUI. The controller is the movie manager class, which connects the interface with logic and the data. And the MVC was chosen because it separates concerns, improves testability, of course, and allows the project to scale easily from console to database integration. So going through this as an example, we have the model, which is the movie class, plus storage, which we will use an array list, and later a database from MySQL or SQLite, which is optional. The views, it will start as a console UI and later on will move to a swing GUI. Controller, which is the movie manager, and manage the CRUD validations or CRUD, whichever. All right. And this is the activity diagram movie manager flow. So, simple terms, users select the action, whether it's add, update, delete, and view. And the UI collects input, passes to controller. Controller validates input. If invalid, return error to the UI. If it's valid, then controller process the request. And here is the action command. So in this case, add, which is generate movie ID and create a movie. Then we have the update or delete, which is found by the movie ID. Then we have the controller updates, storage, and list by database. Later on, controller returns to the result UI, and the UI displays the confirmation or error if that's so. Alright, the current strategy. My current strategy is organized by layers. So for the UI layer, I will start with a console menus, later upgrade to a swing GUI forms, tables and buttons, always including validation before submission, of course. For the logic layer, I will apply an OOP which is OOP principles, in this case encapsulation, inheritance, and polymorphism. I will use collections like array list with generics and methods that will return value instead being void, and validation rules will ensure the correct data. And for the database layer like later on, I will begin with in-memory storage, then a file IO, and finally use in this case personally, MySQL. The database schema will include a movie table with constraints such as whether it's a null file or not, a primary key on movie ID, and checks to guarantee valid year, rated, and durations values. And to wrap this up, the plan defines how the movie manager's DMS will be implemented. UML diagrams clarify the class structure and the methods that I'm planning to imply. My MVC model ensures a scalable, testable, and maintainable design. Activity diagram illustrates the custom workflow. And coding strategy applies OOP, GUI, and database best practices. This plan provides a complete roadmap for successful development. I cannot wait to show you what I have planned for this project, and I appreciate your attention for this evening. I hope you're having a good night, and see you on the next time.